Hi, I'm Janelle with Cold Creek Nurseries, and welcome to the Rose House. We started the season with over 900 roses and more than 70 varieties. We grow 4 different kinds of roses. We have climbing roses, which you can see are tall. They're climbing roses. People will put them on trellises or run them along their fences. These are hybrid teas, which are the long stem cutting roses. You have one bloom on the end of a stem. This is what you see when you get a dozen roses for Valentine's Day. They are hybrid tea roses. We have floribunda roses, which floribunda is abundant flowers, and you can see it's a smaller bush with shorter stems, and it has multiple blooms on each stem. And then this is a grandiflora, and it's a cross between a floribunda and a hybrid tea. So you have longer stems, but you still have multiple blooms on the end of each stem. And producing a greenhouse full of roses is a year-round project. We buy roses from Weeks and Star. They are 2 major rose producers, and we get that order in once a year. We get catalogs from these companies usually in May, and that starts the formal process. We can see what's available and what new varieties they may be offering. The 2nd or 3rd week of January, we get the roses in bare root. They're grown in California. They pull them out of the ground, they cut the tops of them off, they put them in a box, and they send them. And what we do here is we shorten the roots, we trim them to fit them in a plant bucket, and we use a nursery mix, which is a local product that is made specifically for growing plants. I have a great group that helps me with that. It takes us the better part of a week to pot all of these roses up. We bring them in the rose house, and then I come back and I prune them all. What you want to do is you want to shape a rose so it is kind of in a vase shape. You want roses to grow up and out so they're not as full in the middle. You can see this one, it's growing in large part out this way. And what I do is I cut any of the canes that are broken or weak or crossing back through the middle, because I don't want the canes to cross and then rub on each other. So I go through each one of these roses and prune them. And you work with what you get. And a lot of times I will have to go back and do additional pruning as they grow to make sure that they're shaped as well as they can be shaped. So then we wait on them to bloom. And it's usually 6 weeks, 7 weeks until we get our first bloom. And this bloom here, Intrigue, was the winner of the first bloom. What a pretty rose to have as the first bloom. It's also very fragrant. So now we're about 9 weeks into the process since we potted these, and you can see behind me and throughout the rose house, we have a lot of roses in bloom. We still have probably a third of them that haven't bloomed yet, and some of them are new varieties, so I'm really interested to see what they're gonna look like. So this whole process is a lot of fun to watch these roses come into bloom. So when we put together the order for next year, we're going to combine new varieties from this year that did really well. We get requests from customers about roses that they would like to have in their garden. And if it is a Weeks or a Star rose and we can get it, we'll get it for you. We also have sort of a core group of roses that we always have. They're classic roses. The decision was made this year to put all of our roses in an area where we could control the environment. A lot of sunshine, we could control the temperature. And it has been very successful. Even though this is in the back, it is still a shoppable greenhouse. We welcome and encourage you to come back here to shop. If you want to grow roses and you have questions about how to do it, come and talk to me. We're going to do everything we can to help you care for the rose, teach you how to prune it, how to fertilize it, how to be successful growing the roses. Because roses are beautiful, they're very enjoyable. I like to cut them and bring them in the house. In fact, that's pretty much our entire process. I'm actually already starting on next year's order, thinking about what I want to see and hear a year from now.